On April 4th, the Denmark School District is asking voters for approval to borrow $14.9 million for high school facility improvements and asking the voters' permission to exceed the revenue limit for $925,000 for each of 3 years for operating expenses.
The taxes for both projects total will be about $35 per $100,000 of property wealth. If we break that down, it's about $3 for the $925,000 each year of the 3-year referendum for it to exceed the revenue limit, and it's about $31 to $32 for the facility upgrade.
We did reach out to clubs within the school, coaches, administration, staff, and also did a survey this fall 2016 to get input from all community members as far as what they thought was the highest priority for improving our district.
Scheduling has always been an issue, just trying to get, even if it's just both our JV teams and our varsity team practicing around the same time, just getting some consistency of when we're actually practicing, because the middle school gym, high school gyms are being used for wrestling matches, basketball games, middle school games, girls, boys. So really we have the ECC, elementary, and high school only at specific times to use.
Trying to find practice time is an absolute nightmare. Once our practice schedule is set in September, October, it is near impossible for the high school teams to change it at all. There's zero flexibility. And on top of that, our youth programs, we're lucky if our youth teams can get 1 practice a week right now.
You listen to people talk about Denmark and they know our facilities are old. They know that we only have 1 court in the high school, 1 court in the middle school, and the rubber floor in the elementary school. It'd be nice to try and keep up with the communities that are like size as us and in the same conference. And I think having a bigger court, a field house, whatever we want to call it, is instrumental in us growing that community and being more competitive on that side.
From a space perspective, we have to share the space of the multi-purpose room quite a bit. FFA has events in there, dance team occasionally practices in there, the Phi-Ed is in there occasionally as well, and along with blood drives and things of that nature. When that happens, we have to roll up our mats. Rolling up the mats takes quite a bit of time, and also it takes away from practice time, and can be kind of a strain on some of the kids and doing that regularly. They always wonder why we don't have a full-time space.
Right now, where we're at with the Denmark High School musical theater program is amazing. But with this referendum, it would be so nice to have a new sound system. So when we sing, our voices aren't lost, and we have mics that always work all the time, and the audience is able to hear everything we're saying. It would just mean a lot to all of us.
As a parent, as a taxpayer, and a community member, I also see my daughters perform on the stage for various musical performances. And I usually sit in the 2nd or 3rd tier, and the line of sight is so poor that it's disheartening, because you're really looking forward to a concert, and it's hard to hear and see.
From a total experience, I think the auditorium feel could be improved with this particular referendum. So when patrons come and experience a production, they can sit in an enjoyable venue where it's comfortable seating if they're there for 2.5 hours of time, and they're not worried about getting sore sitting on folding chairs. And it's more of an engaging and enjoyable experience for them. Particularly sight lines would improve if we have tiered seating, and people wouldn't worry about not being able to see all of the action that's happening on the stage.
Right now we're limited with the equipment in our shop. We can only produce simple parts on our lathe and simple parts on our mill. With updated equipment, we can produce much more complex parts on the CNC lathe and a CNC mill, and we're really excited about the opportunity down in the tech ed department to produce some higher level parts and produce some high level thinking from our students.
If the referendum were to pass, having an animal facility would allow my students to have more of the hands-on learning approach. So for example, learning about an animal out of a textbook and how to restrain them or care for them is a completely different way of thinking as when we have the actual animals in our facility and having them to be able to care for them and learn how to restrain them and hold them. And then we also have the idea of working with our Family Consumer Science Department and raising chickens for the eggs and the meat to be used within their program and kind of do a co-curricular concept idea.
This is overall going to help the students' ability to learn, because there are many people like myself who can only learn hands-on and can only do so much visually looking at stuff.
I'm excited about the possible addition of our new community fitness center, which would be open to both the community and to students and to staff, which would hopefully help bring the community and the district together more. For me, as a board president, but also as a taxpayer, a parent, community member, and local business owner, I think the changes that we're proposing will bring not only our students together at the school more often, but also our community. And I think anytime you can combine the students and the community together more, I think it's good for the community and for the district. And if you do have any further questions, please feel free to contact myself, Dan Allman, or our district administrator, Tony Klaubauf, or any other school board member to answer the specific questions you may have in regards to the referendum questions.